Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing okay. Today's video is a response to the EMA's recent safety review of Finasteride. Some of you may have already seen or heard their announcement that they've made, but I'll summarise it here. Following an EU-wide review of available data on finasteride and dutasteride medicines, EMA's Safeties Committee, PRAC, has confirmed suicidal ideation, aka suicidal thoughts, as a side effect of finasteride 1 and 5 mg tablets, but concluded that the benefits of finasteride and dutasteride medicines continue to outweigh their risks. Whilst we at SIDEfxHUB welcome the acknowledgement from the EMA that finasteride is linked to suicide and suicidal ideation, the focus of this video is to share our profound disappointment. Firstly, the review itself was bizarre in that they decided to restrict themselves to only reviewing finasteride in terms of suicidality. Nothing else. The amount of side effects spanning psychological, sexual and physical symptoms is vast, so why they enforced such a tight restriction on their own review is baffling, honestly. Surely a regulator would want to consider the big picture, right? Because of this bizarre and short-sighted set of self-restrictions, this allows them to ignore the bulk of the health problems finasteride causes and makes it easy for them to implement half-baked measures, which I'll come on to in a moment. The amount of actual suicides in relation to PFS are dwarfed by the symptomatic cohort of sufferers, so by focusing on this narrow slither of negative health effects, the result for patients was destined to be a disappointment in terms of this review. Despite the disappointment that the SIDEfxHUB team feel when reading this conclusion of their review, it does beg the question. If they have acknowledged finasteride is linked to suicidal ideation, and we have PFS patients, such as Carlos in Spain, literally speaking directly about finasteride and PFS in his suicide note, how many suicides do the EMA consider as acceptable? I know personally of more than a handful. So is the number 10, 100, 1,000? What is it? Because the stance of SIDEfxHUB is that the acceptable amount of suicides caused by finasteride, a cosmetic condition, is 0. None. Not 1, not 10, not a few, not a handful of collateral damage, but 0. So as I mentioned earlier, they've brought in some new measures, shall we say, and some updated advice. So let's take a look at what they say. So the renewed advice and measures they put in place after completing this fantastically comprehensive review is: number 1, go and see your doctor if you are experiencing sexual side effects from the drug. 2, if you experience mood changes, go and seek advice and stop taking it. 3, a patient card will be added to the packaging in the EU to warn of the risks and best course of action to take. On top of that, for all of the people in this community who are suffering from PFS due to topical sprays, they've added a nice little caveat to that point. The review found no evidence linking suicidal ideation to finasteride skin sprays, and no new information is being included in the product information for these sprays. I'm not even going to waste my time responding to that. I think it would be offensive to the numerous people in our community who are clearly suffering PFS from topical finasteride. So let's not even go there. So to conclude, there are a few things which SIDEfxHUB continuously bang our head up against a wall with when we are communicating with regulators such as the EMA or the FDA or the MHRA, for example. And these are the following things. Number 1, they advise you, if you're suffering from side effects, is to simply stop the drugs. Stop taking it. But we all know that the condition is known as post-finasteride syndrome. The side effects can become a horrendous tornado of health, mental health, physical health, sexual health breakdown upon ceasing taking the drugs. So why is that the first call of action that the regulators give? Number 2, if you're suffering or you have any problems, go and see your GP. And as we know, the community's experience of this time and time again is, what can they do? They gaslight you, they don't believe you, it's all in your head, or in the best case scenario, they say they can't really help. They might refer you onto some specialist, an endocrinologist, who also can't help. They might refer you to andrology, and they can't help. There's no professor or scientist or researcher in the world currently who can help you. So what's the point in going to see your GP? And what's the point in giving patients that advice? It's bananas. Anyway, the third thing which SIDEfxHUB is continuously battling is when the regulators suggest to go and get an in-person consultation before taking finasteride, so that your doctor can tell you about the side effects and let you know if you're predisposed to getting them. Well, as we know, there's absolutely no way to tell who has the predisposition to get finasteride side effects or the subsequent post-finasteride syndrome. There's no health markers, there's no biomarkers. It doesn't matter if you've suffered from depression or not before, whether it'll affect you. There's no correlation that we're seeing in the community. There's no correlation to any other particular health conditions that seem to predispose you towards PFS. I'll give you an example. In my own circumstances, when I've taken finasteride, before that, if I had gone to a consultation, I'd have said, I have no prior mental health issues, I have no physical health issues, I'm not taking any medication, I'm in the prime of my life, in my early 20s, I've got a great career, everything is looking good for me, right? What doctor in the world, if I rattled off all of those points, would say you will get hit with a monumental health issue if you take finasteride? Absolutely don't take it. Not a single person. So what's the point? If every doctor in the world would have said, go ahead, take finasteride, to me, then what chance does anyone else have? I was in the prime of my life. So to conclude, we'll keep working. We knew this was going to be disappointing before we even got the results. So it's no surprise. We did campaign as hard as we could for them to not take a narrow view and to not review the safety based upon just suicidality, but to look at the whole picture. But for whatever reason, they chose not to do that. Please leave any comments below if you feel that SIDEfxHUB have missed anything in our stance on finasteride and PFS and how we are tackling this issue. We want to represent you as a community, so please let us know your thoughts. Please leave us a comment, drop us an email, hit us up via our website. We're in the WhatsApp groups. Yeah, take action. We're here to represent you. We're not here for ourselves. So please get communicating with us. We really encourage it. Thanks guys, I'll speak to you soon.